G'day everybody and welcome back to the Hardball Gets AFL show. Today on the podcast, it is the Mailbag. If you haven't subscribed wherever you listen to your podcasts, please do that. And on YouTube as well. Actually, we never say that, but go and subscribe on YouTube, Hardball Gets AFL show. Make sure you tell your mates. All right, let's get stuck in. This is the Hardball Gets AFL show. My name's Nick Rinn, joined by Xavier Ellis and Ryan Daniels. It's the Mailbag edition, Rhino.
Oh, and you mentioned the YouTube numbers. I'm reliably informed they're up about 300%
Yes,
last week.
We love that. So YouTube, of course, but I do fully encourage as well logging into Instagram or just go on Instagram and follow Hardball Gets on there because we do.
Hardball Gets AFL.
Everything's filmed. So I think a lot of people, like I naturally assume the podcast is podcast, but there's a lot of videos and stuff go up.
A lot of videos.
Enjoy and get involved in the conversation. Occasionally I say something a bit silly and I get smacked for it, but that's okay. We can do that. But yeah, follow YouTube. Get on the YouTube because it helps us, of course, and get involved in the chit-chat and the videos and stuff on all the social
And
media.
that's on Instagram is where a lot of these questions are submitted. So
Yes,
Hardball Gets AFL.
correct.
Okay, let's go. Raheem, g'day hard-ons. Out of 10, what would you all say are the chances of Lachie Neale coming to West Coast on a Sam Mitchell-type deal for 2027? He plays for a year or so, then transitions into a coaching role. Personally think West Coast would be mad not to try and land him, as his experience would be invaluable to the young mids at the club.
I think I was rowing this boat last year
pre his kids coming in.
Pre-affair.
Yeah.
So
that was the boat I was rowing at the end of this season.
So they spoke to him last year,
Yeah.
but there wasn't enough interest on his behalf to actually do it because they were looking for that experienced mid to come over and be part of the system and really help them out.
Look, next year I think you'll be here.
I feel like it's an 8, isn't it?
Either retired or he'll be in WA.
I think there's a chance. Don't rule out a move to Melbourne.
For everybody.
I reckon he'll be wherever his kids are.
Don't rule out a move to Melbourne.
Oh, with who?
Well, go on. Now you're being
No, I'm just.
Give us 3 clubs.
The man,
I'm just-
I
give us
don't
3
go to
clubs.
training when
I'm
everyone else
just-
does. You smug prick.
I didn't mean it like that.
Come on.
I'm just saying, don't rule it out.
Yeah, I would think that he would want to be with his kids.
I would think that too, but I'm just saying.
She's got a few business interests
Don't
in Melbourne coming
rule
too.
it
So
out.
Well, I don't think she's probably, not that we know, but I just can't imagine her doing too much favourably towards
Oh,
Lachie at
no,
the moment
no,
to make
no,
his
no.
situation
yeah,
better.
yeah.
Just keep it on the radar. Oscar, lads, what are your early predictions for pre-game entertainment at this year's grand final? Okay, so if we
Bad
know...
bunny.
It's always a big one, isn't it?
No, because you've got to think they go for people who aren't in their prime but had big songs 15 to 20 years ago. Like that's their... We're looking at Katy Perry, we're looking at
Robbie
Snoop,
Williams.
we're looking at Robbie Williams. Like that is their wheelhouse. So you want someone who was really big 15 to 20 years ago.
Gang of Youths, if they want an Australian take.
Oh, my God. Turn him off.
Mate, Gang of Youths did one of the best. They did an NRL
Jesus.
grand final one year. It was unbelievable.
Yep. I don't think it was as good as the grand final in the
Someone
AFL.
like Offspring, wouldn't it? It'd be like that sort of vibe.
Oh,
Blink.
Green.
Blink. Oh, jeez, I'd
Blink.
love it if it was Blink.
Did you go to Blink here?
I did. That's
great.
I love it. That would be...
I got
But that
tickets
was
to someone,
20 years ago.
and the tickets were to go past the front barrier into the actual front bit.
Right.
Anyway, my mates were there. I didn't go. So whoever I gave the tickets to. Anyway, all night I was like, mate, how close did you get? Did you get up the front? You know, you got a free, there was a bar up the front as well, so you didn't have to line up. He goes, yeah, I just stood at the bar, mate. Showed me his photos and he was deep. And I was like, mate, where the are you standing? He goes, I went to the area. I said, mate, that green thing around your wrist put you into the VIP area where the bar was empty, you idiot. Yeah, he
There
stood
you
like...
go. Here's a taste of top hits from 2010. So
Okay.
gets this in
All
right
right,
area. One
this
of
is
them
good.
is Katy Perry featuring Snoop Dogg on
I've
California
already
Girls.
had both of them.
So we can Keisha, TikTok.
Oh, Kesha.
Kesha.
Yeah, that could happen.
Train with Hey Soul Sister.
Drops of
Bring the
Jupiter.
house
Is
down.
that them?
Nah, yeah, that's
No,
them. That's
it's
them.
still-
Yeah, but
Oh, they do that
Train
too?
did drop
They're
some
probably not big
Uh,
enough. They're not big enough.
Eminem featuring Rihanna. Love the
Eminem
way you
would be-
lie.
he'll be saving for a
Lady
Detroit
Gaga,
Super
Bad
Bowl.
Romance. Lady Gaga.
Nah,
She
she's
just
still
played.
too big.
She just played the Super Bowl today.
Yeah, she's too big.
Yeah,
yesterday.
right. Bruno Mars.
Super Bowl too
Just
big.
the way you are.
Still too big?
Too big.
Rihanna.
Too big.
Rude Boy,
big.
too big.
Yeah,
Black
they're
Eyed
too-
Peas.
We've had them in the
No,
goal
no,
square.
they're not
We've had
good.
them. Minus
They
Fergie.
weren't very
These
good.
were
in
some
the
of
goal
the,
square.
Oh, that's right. No, these were some of the biggest around that mark.
Black
So
Eyed
they're not
Peas
actually
also
like
did-
a lot of. They've
Black
done a
Eyed
lot of them.
Peas also did the Super Bowl recently.
And not well.
I can't remember.
memory.
Yeah.
Uh,
But they
yeah,
had
no,
Fergie
they
in there
didn't.
at least.
All right, you keep going. I'll do 2015's
All right,
biggest songs.
Digby. As a Crows fan, we've had a poor off-season in terms of injury. Yes, like most, I can see us just scraping the 8. Can X stop being negative and sticking the boot in? The bookies have us around 6th. Everyone knows the Crows had a soft draw last year and were gifted the minor premiership, but what else were they supposed to do? Not beat the teams in front of them? Maybe save some vitriol for Brisbane, who are becoming increasingly unlikable by the week. To list a few recent grievances: 1, Fags complaining that other teams' players' wages. 2, walking Archie to the draft instead of accepting more than reasonable compensation on the basis of principles. And he was a first-round draft pick, even though the Lions picked him up for a future second and fourth. 3, the whinging about Levi Ashcroft's treatment in the Rising Star. Note, I haven't touched on the off-field drama. All of this is particularly grating in the context of their soon-to-be continued success, which has been heavily supported by a favourable academy/draft system. In short, I'd like to hear more positives about the Crows and save the attitude for the Lions.
No, I love that. That's a fantastic. But we've always been very positive about Adelaide. You've been too positive, and you were right last
Still
year.
that minor premiers,
I
Adelaide.
think, but like even when Tex was down and out, there wasn't too many flying the Tex flag, and I was flying that flag hard.
That's true.
No, we're big on Adelaide. I just think they're going to get a bit of a reality set.
I just think
setback
there's other teams that are going to be better than them, I think. But look, there's a chance they can
But
hold
yeah,
on.
no, Brisbane.
Yeah. they're your mates now.
They are
remember?
my mates. Yeah, no.
This is the one that's going to be replayed.
How many did they do it twice? They did.
Yeah.
But that's the replay now. Just so any
They put us in a hype
the Brisbane
reel.
socials people,
Yeah.
who were hammering me and
No,
Nick,
no.
and you were like, "Oh, Mr. Brisbane."
No, I'm Mr. Brisbane. But for
not
those that are new
anymore, you're not.
listening, I spoke a bit of shit about Brisbane last year and went massive overs about them going on to win the flag. And it was clipped up, and there's a highlight reel. Was me saying it. Anyway, we love Brisbane.
Lincoln, just to let you boys know in case Rhino is interested, kickouts are half price in Coles this week. Thank you, Lincoln.
Get out there.
Go get Mick, Ryan, is the hype around Leon kick it real? There's something there.
Yeah, he can play.
There's something there. He's and if you're, I'd say Fremantle, one of their weak spots was a bit of running halfback, but also some small forward craft around the goals. He could give him something at some point. Like, I don't think he's going to play a lot of games this year.
I can see him getting a run this year.
He might get a run. He's got some tricks. Saxon, I'm planning on watching every match sim and preseason AFL game. Do I need mental help? No, I do the same.
Do. You know this
Yes, you
week.
do.
You know what the best thing to do, Saxon, is to go down to training when no one else is
No one
there.
else. Just send John Pike a message. He'll let you in.
That's when you
You'd
see
wear
what you really-
sunglasses, you'd have a coffee in your hand, and you'd stand there
Tea.
like
Tea.
Yeah, like I bet you feel as though you're Woosha returning to the scene of the crime.
You're
like,
slowly morphing into Barra. You'll roll up with a coffee.
Yes.
Phone on one hand, coffee in the other. Go, G-man.
I thought you were going to say Kim Hagdorn. Like, he used to hang
Haggis
up on
used
the...
to like lurk. Yeah.
We call it Haggers Hill on the top of Coburn.
Right.
There's this hill, and he used to park up there every day and just sit there
is
and
he
wait.
still journalisting?
I think he still dabbles Sport FM and stuff.
He does,
maybe.
yeah. He did a bit.
Todd, pure over-under can be boring sometimes. What will the Eagles have more on in 2026? Wins or Rising Star nominations? Ooh. I would
Rising
say...
Star nominations.
Well, you're going to get Willem. You'd think he might get Cooper Duff tight.
Hamish
You
Davis
might
will
get
get one.
my man.
Josh Lindsay. Hamish Davis will have a game where he goes okay.
He'll get one.
Saves man.
No, well, they're both mine. Lindsay and
Lindsay
And Hamish Davis is your man. Didn't know who he was.
Bo Allen might have a game out of nowhere. You know,
He had a very good
They need a
match
bit
the
out
other
of
week,
Bo
apparently.
Allen, don't they?
they need a bit. Shanahan. He's eligible.
Yeah.
My man Archer Reid.
Oh, Shanahan's got to get one soon. I love
Okay, so there's a
Shanahan.
few. He might get more Rising Stars than wins.
It might be 4-3. Don't know which way.
Jaden, do you boys think State of Origin will be a one and done or a winner stays on scenario from year to year? Because WA might get smacked, and I highly doubt SA can even field a decent team. Thoughts? Well, let's talk away from will it be a one-sided game, because I think we did that yesterday. The question I have is, what does happen? Like, so let's say it's a great game, and let's say WA somehow wins the game. Well, next year if you do it again, if WA wins, it's almost like in pickup basketball. They keep the court, right? But then you can't have WASA because then no one in Victoria is going to watch.
Everybody wants to smash the Vicks.
So it's going to have to be SA Victoria, but
Yeah.
that sucks for WA, who did a good job of showing the game and
started
won.
it again.
So I'm fascinated to see
So
how
I
this is going to.
I just really quickly looked up South Australian players
Yeah.
in terms of who they could have on the
Can
team.
Cozzy play for them too?
No, but like Lachie Neale, Jordan Dawson, Connor Rosie, Will Day,
Yeah.
Thriller, Grundy, Wilkie, Hornet, Nazaya.
Geez, it's pretty good.
Yeah, like there's some reasonable players there.
Oh, yeah, this A could be sneaky.
Sneaky.
That's my gut
Will
feel.
Day
is-
won't be playing him.
No, Will Day won't
He
be
won't.
playing.
You imagine Hawthorn sending Will Day and he hurt his
In
shoulder.
pre-season.
He won't be playing.
It'll be like, I reckon next year it'll be Vic SA, and then what happens after that is the question.
Thom, can you guys? I think it's Thom. It could be Tom, but there's just an extra H in there. Can you guys please do some analysis on the Suns? You rarely ever bother. Seriously, you either rate them or you don't. At the moment, you're all in, but why? You have a platform to rate teams, but with the Suns, you just blither on about irrelevant bollocks. Analyse, rate, show belief.
This is unfair.
I think I'm going to tip them for the flag.
No,
But no, you're going to tell us why.
No, go on. I'm not
Do you know-
tipping you for the flag.
No, do you know what it is,
You've added
Tom?
Petrarca. You got smoked in a final last
Yeah.
year. You weren't even in the same hemisphere
True.
as Brisbane.
Well, Jamara.
The problem, Thom, if that is the name,
Listen, Tom.
is that we're really out on the whole academy.
We are.
Everybody, you and Brisbane are the same. We heard, the first, who was it? Diggers talking about Brisbane. We kind of feel the same about Gold Coast. You've been given a lot of free shit. And we know we want to get people to go to the footy in Queensland. Teams to be successful. We're over it. So if you're great and we think you're going to be great, we think you might win a flag, just be happy with that.
But also,
Yeah.
let's compare
Okay.
the amount of times we've talked about Gold Coast compared to every other podcast in the Australian football landscape.
We'd be
Well,
up by a
here's-
long way. I'm
here's
sorry, I didn't
some-
mean to yell at you,
The
Thom.
name's on the wall,
I know,
Thom.
good for you. You're excited and you should be.
Here's some basic analysis, though. I'll get it up in 2 seconds. Let
Do
me
your
just
basic analysis.
Oh, yeah,
try
what
and
do we
find
got?
it. Sorry, apologies.
I go a bit
Fingernail
hard.
day.
I go a bit hard on Thom there.
Nah, yeah, we love you, Tom.
Are
Thanks
so
for writing in, mate.
So this is off
love
the
the
back of
Suns.
their semi-final 10-goal loss, 30 scoring shots to 16 or whatever it is. I don't know whether these players are getting any better. Long, a good player, but I don't know if he's going to get any
Just
better.
a good year last
Good,
year.
yep. Yep. So they still lost
I'll
by
take
50.
that.
They lost by 50 points.
He'll be the same guy.
Not long,
Farah,
It could be a bit of improvement there.
Yeah.
Lachie Weller,
No, probably not.
Davies,
Could be.
Butterick,
Well, yeah,
He's gone.
Davies.
He's
gone.
Yeah.
Ainsworth, gone.
Gone.
Rioli, good player, but I don't think he's going to get any better.
Well, his second year in might have a slightly better year.
Will Powell,
They love him.
He's got more. He's got more.
has he
in the
got a
tank.
more ceiling?
Yeah.
Maybe a tad.
I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Watch
he's
Origin this week, mate.
how old do you reckon Will Powell is?
Maybe 25.
26,
Yeah.
27 this year. So
He's in the mixer to being.
They're
what
in
he
the
is.
mix.
Yeah. No, look. I
There's
think we
some
talk about the
analysis.
Suns.
is that some
That's good.
analysis?
Yeah.
We went pretty deep on old Ethan Reid yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, we like Ethan Reid.
And your man Mac and
Oh, mate, I
Everyone, all the boys.
Jed.
don't know what they want from us, the Gold Coast Suns.
Maybe Thom's taking the piss.
No, I like strong feedback. Thank
Hey,
you.
just back on Origin this week. It's just going to be a massive, massive week. And on Saturday morning, best chance to get across everything. Pick up your free 48-page AFL Origin Collector's Guide in the West Australian. Oh, you can get it on Friday. So get it on
48
Friday.
page.
Read it on Friday. Maybe have another look on Saturday morning over your coffee. A complete guide to this weekend's big game. It's glossy magazine. Takes you inside football's greatest rivalry with all the highlights from every historic battle between WA and Victoria, star player profiles, and much more. I've written something for it.
Have you?
I've written something for it for the weekend.
I'm going to take mine to the game.
I would. You
Mark
get some
it back.
signatures? Might get some signatures.
Might get some signatures.
Might get some
That's
signatures.
Just
Okay,
going to
yeah,
need to get
take
them. Going to need them. Get them between the hours of 3:20 and 4:10 will be my signature window.
because you'll be going straight. Okay, let's go to Luke's voice
To
message.
the bar.
Hey guys, Luke here. Just making my AFL fantasy team, and I've decided this year I'm going to only field 28 players on field rather than 30, and I'm not going to field a ruckman, as I don't believe they should be rewarded for tapping the ball. So yeah, I'd rather lose every week with my pride rather than sell out and field ruckman. I hope you boys understand.
That's an interesting strategy.
That's a bad strategy because we all agree that ruckmen don't really contribute a great deal, and they score enormously in
They're
fantasy,
massive in fantasy. Like
which doesn't make sense.
So Luke's basically conceding about 240 points a week.
He's got the moral victory, though.
but plus the captain.
Well,
We'd
you-
probably put the captain on him too.
You would, but you could argue he's going to have a lot of money to spend everywhere else. You know, you can load up in the back line.
But does it even
He's
count
going
if you
to
don't
try and
field him?
find 350 points a week though.
Sam, fellas, hope the summer's been a good one. And I have a hypothetical idea about free agency. I know it's not realistic and AFL House won't listen, but figured I would float it regardless. Okay, stay with me for this. There's a bit to it. There's a few dot points. Players entering their final contract year can choose to re-sign or opt into free agency by January 31st. Okay, so that's early. Next point, players opting into free agency can't sign or negotiate with any club until the start of free agency in October. They can still sign with the current club, but have to wait until October to negotiate it. So you'd basically nominate yourself as a free agent at the start of the year, and then you just sit in that space for the whole year. No conversations with anyone.
But that's not
How are you going to police
How's
that?
that police?
Catch to this scenario is that clubs can trade players who opt into free agency before a certain point in the season, around round 14.
So you say you're open to leaving,
yeah, and in
play
March,
the market, and then they can say, "Well, you play the market. See you later."
we're playing it too. That's what they'd be saying.
Okay.
This idea aims to increase player movement while still giving clubs power. It would eliminate long-term contracts and encourage players to stay with their original club for 8 years to gain unrestricted free agency. This change would eliminate free agency compensation, leading to more clubs matching restricted free agent offers and trading for players. It would also minimise the trend of the same clubs, Collingwood, Geelong, Brisbane, continually recruiting via free agency, as it increases the premium that would have to pay if they really want that player prior to them becoming an unrestricted free agent. Immediately, the problem I see is this. Let's say it's Harley Reid, and he goes, I want to be a free agent to West Coast.
Out of contract.
And I'm out of contract, and I want to be a free agent. And then West Coast goes, well, stuff you
You're going to
in
Port
April.
Adelaide.
I'm sending you to Port. Now, Port would have to give up
Something.
King's ransom to get him.
And then he's out in
Well, what if,
6 months' time.
what if he just leaves
Yeah.
5 months from the so it
would have to be an
It would
extension.
murder free agency.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't have free agency.
It'd have to be an extension in that trade.
He'd have to
So
agree,
he'd have to say, I want a 5-year deal
which
with
then
Port
creates a
Adelaide.
whole other problem because he's like, well, I'm only going to Carlton.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what can we get? Jagger? No, you're not getting Jagger. Oh, okay. Well, we'll take a bunch of second-round
Yeah.
picks. You wouldn't have free
It's
agency.
very bar NBA how they offload them and then offload again really quickly.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Angus, not a question, but people are sleeping on merit for the Brownlow. Not Zave.
Not Zave.
Is that a whack?
I think it is a little bit of a way. Josh, is Rhino on the Sunday rub this year? I can confirm I am not.
Oh,
I texted the group chat this morning and just said I'm out for the year.
you all.
No, it's a personal decision. I
Okay.
just found it wasn't the right fit for multiple reasons. I did enjoy it from time to time, but there was also
It's very.
For those that are new, there was a situation where Ryan had to have the weekend off doing the Sunday rub.
yes,
Mitch Cleary came in to do the Sunday rub.
he did.
And then from that moment, Nathan Brown wrote into a group message about getting rid of Ryan.
Which he didn't know I was a
You
part of.
didn't know you were part of the group message.
He didn't realise I was part of the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, so
And
he's
but
gone.
It
Wow.
got worse because I thought he was doing it as a joke.
Yes, you
because I
did.
saw the message and went, "Oh, he's having a LOL," right?
Yeah.
So I laughed at it.
Yeah.
Do you do a ha-ha or a laugh reaction?
I did the little emoji, and then he deleted the message. And
Yeah.
I went, "Oh, he's gone again with the laugh."
Yeah.
This is another laugh.
Yeah,
So-
no.
But
The
he-
joke was on
it
you.
Was genuine.
We're all having fun here, guys.
No, look, things got pretty good after that, actually. We had a few good weeks in there. The problem was it's a very early start for me. I'm rushing out of Auskick. I'm racing over to the Triple M studios. I'm in a different studio to them. They're in Melbourne. I'm in Perth. Very hard to get chemistry when you're in that space. You know what it's like. So there's just too many things.
So it's
blowing
like
up.
you got omitted from the Sunday rub like I got omitted from the State of Origin call.
Did you?
I haven't heard a thing. I'm not doing it.
So I won't be doing that, no. But I'm on a Saturday morning show this year so, in Triple M, so have a listen to that.
Oh, yeah.
Brady, g'day, lads. Love the show. Keeps me up to date with all things footy whilst over here in the freezing UK.
Oh, nice.
Who's the furthest away from a premiership at the moment? Very worried about Port, but we do have some good picks coming in which might save us. More so if Zach leaves. Interested in your thoughts. Cheers, Brady and Newcastle. So who's the furthest team away from a flag right now?
Just quickly, Port closer to a flag if Butters stays,
Yes.
or closer to a flag if Butters
Very good
leaves.
question.
No, stays.
Well, because if he leaves, they get all the picks.
They
And
build
those
again
picks
from
will
the bottom.
coincide with Cochrane and all those. So they're going to end up with
yeah.
You kinda
5
You
stars.
kind of got to hope that Butters, you could find the next Butters.
Yeah.
You've got him already.
But I'm just if you might be able to get 4 of them in one draft.
5 years' time.
Well, the problem-
Rosie will still be there.
But the other problem is,
Really said it was a good question.
yeah, but you're getting,
like that.
you're getting bidded on. Like, if
Bidded?
they have all these first, they're going to lose them with these Cochrane and what's your mate? Pilot? All those bids, you're going to lose them anyway.
Zemmers or
so you're going to have to
Zings?
trade those picks anyway. You can kick them down the curve. Butters
Yeah,
for
but then
sure.
you'd
So
have
who's,
your
hold
own
on,
picks
who's
as
the
you get
furthest
shit up.
club away from a flag?
Melbourne.
Is it Carlton? Melbourne?
Nah, Melbourne have got a few good kids.
What?
Who's got no good kids?
Well, we did this yesterday. Carlton.
Collingwood.
Jagger
No, but
Smith.
Collingwood always get there.
Collingwood always
get
managed
there.
to find
Collingwood
free agency.
doesn't count.
Yeah.
Jagger Smith's better than anything Melbourne's got.
It
Carlton.
might be
I'll
Melbourne.
say- I'm happy to say
it's
Carlton.
Melbourne or Carlton, isn't it? It's one of
Yeah.
those two.
Because Carlton,
Yeah.
Carlton aren't dead yet.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
they're the two.
But they're
Yep.
on the way down.
Kate, is there a
And
link?
just for the sake of our Gold Coast, mate, Gold Coast. No, I thought I really like that question. in all
Kate,
seriousness.
is there a link between Eagles moving to Last Lane Oval in 2019 and
Injuries.
their decline? Perth Demons haven't won a flag since 1977. Do we need to sage that place and create some positive juju energy, grasping at straws?
Maybe.
It was a pretty bad time to cross, wasn't it?
People are certain that the ground,
It's cursed?
the injuries, something's not right with the ground.
You know they did actually
they
do.
are certain with it.
They did actually do a like a healing ceremony.
They did more
Did
than
they?
healing.
They did. They did an indigenous
Bit of sage.
Oh,
did.
that's lovely. But no, people
did
are
do
like
it.
the lawn and stuff. Like they've got these theories that the lawn's moving
hard.
and
Yeah.
it's too hard and
Yeah.
causing a lot of these injuries.
Well, yeah, it wasn't. The two things do line up. Alistair, why isn't the trade of Gibbs to the Crows talked about as one of the worst trades in history? That was atrocious.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was.
Well, what did they
was
get the
really
other
bad.
way?
He was.
He was
Bryce Gibbs
good.
was a nice footballer at
He
Carlton.
was, yeah. I think he's talked about this as well. There was some other stuff
think there
going
was
on
other
that
stuff. I
just
didn't want to
wasn't
say.
helping him play his best footy.
Yeah.
Kyle, how do you see style of play changing in 2026 based off match sim / rule changes?
Well, based off match sim, we'll go to the bloke who goes to training all the time and doesn't
different training,
doesn't
though.
goes to the proper training.
Go to different
What do you
sessions.
reckon?
I think it's funny because you think Brisbane are doing this thing where they want to keep the footy, and you think normally teams try to copy that, right? I don't think we're seeing that at all. I think teams are still trying to play on at all costs. The big one, I reckon, this year is the stand rule. They've changed it again. It's now even harder for the player on the mark. We're going to see more sort of attacking footy through the corridor because of that. That's the biggest change.
I just don't even think the mark was an issue before these rules.
It's not about it being an issue. They just wanted more scoring.
No, I get that, but it hasn't really aligned.
Oh, hasn't it? I feel like scoring has gone up a bit. Yeah, I'd have to look at the
They
numbers.
stopped
but
because they were creeping inside and like cutting off.
I don't think
the
I don't know if the last touch thing. I don't know if that's going to have as bigger impact. I think I saw some numbers
yeah,
that
that
said
one.
two or three a game.
games, yeah.
The ruck, the no bounce anymore will be interesting because a certain
Yeah.
type of ruckman should be favoured there.
And just on the no touch thing, the AFL boys are good enough to get it close enough to the boundary
To mask
line
it, yeah.
to have someone touch it. Whereas you go to the SANFL, you're not getting 22.
Do you know
getting
what?
maybe 5 or 6 good kicks.
Do you know what I'm going to miss?
What?
Is when it's an obvious one, but everyone the crowd does that's just going to be a free
And
kick.
then, and
now.
then
We already
if the
know.
home crowd, regardless, still abuse the umpires.
Razor do 3 laps
we're
before he comes
losing.
in with
Yeah.
the arm.
We're losing that. I don't think I've missed any here. I've gone on to this next one. Okay, Aaron. Last week's episode was called a vibe ep. So here's the vibe check from how I reckon it all played out. Starting with Rhino. First 5 minutes sounded like a man battling a serious case of freebie FOMO. Bit rattled that Zave might have scored himself some goodies. Mate, you're the big dog on Channel 7. If anyone should be swimming in freebies, it's you. Thank you, Toyota. It might help if you dusted off the Instagram, though. Yeah, I don't really post. It's so quiet over there. It echoes. Not even a bio. We don't even know if it's really you or a fan account. Fair enough. I need some work
You
on Instagram.
should, in all seriousness, not that I know anything, but just cut your footy story off the news
Yeah,
and
and
just
what-
post it
Yeah,
on
Well,
Instagram.
that's pretty much all it is.
I need
isn't
to
it?
invest a little
That's
bit.
just all it should
Yeah.
be. Hey, who's your hookup at Toyota?
Yeah, but yeah, can you send me a number?
Give me a little sit down.
Newtown, is it?
Give me a
Nick,
sit
no,
down.
it's Toyota WA.
City Toyota?
It's Toyota WA.
Can you get me a sit down?
Nick, will...
All I need is a sit down, and you know I'll be
Well, what if
corrupt.
they've only got a certain number of cars?
No,
and you
I'll
take
step
my
down.
car?
I'll step down. I'll
Let's
step
take
down.
the Corolla.
I'll come back.
There might be a Camry in it for you.
Ask for a
Camry's
Camry.
a good car.
I'll take a Camry.
Nick, well, he was more of a supportive background character this week, just letting Rhino and Zave cook while he soaked it all in. You can tell he's missing watching First Crack, running low on notes and hot takes to borrow. And Zave, fresh, rested and back in absolute peak form, honestly looking career best. Can't wait for the rest of the year. Thank you, Aaron.
Oh,
Good on you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Waiting for the punchline on Zave, but it didn't come. Tom, this is Tom, not Thom. Are Sydney fans a chance of storming the SCG again this year when Charlie kicks a hunch?
It won't get a hunch, but if Charlie's close and I've got Nana's ashes or something at home,
You're going to go over?
I'm going to go spread them on the SCG.
Do you think we should have changed it to 80?
No.
The run on?
No, you can't do 80.
No.
What if we never get another hunch?
Bad luck.
You can't do 80.
Okay.
And
To-
who's
to-
going to get caught outside the ground?
Was Franklin the last to kick 100?
Yes.
He would have been you.
Yeah.
Not fair if we know that.
Yeah. Same game. wasn't it?
Yeah, same game.
Another Tom, not Thom again. What do you think of the Eagles trialling Jack Williams in the back line? I think it's probably good for Jack because they're stacked up forward with young Keith Tall. So
Is he
if
agile and quick enough?
I don't know. I do like the way he
can
goes
play.
about footy though. He's pretty hard and he's got some stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how he fits in the 23. So the backline option might be good for him. And they're short on Keith Talls and down back, real short.
Jinby is the one.
Oh yeah,
Just leave him there.
Dylan just
Bit of
want
Alex rants about him. There you go. There's an early
Oh,
comparison.
hello.
Dylan, this is good.
Early comparison.
Dylan, just want to pass on my commiserations to Zave and Bont for their loss to the Chase the other night. Did everything right, but sometimes the shark just gets on a roll. There is a picture of a man who looks a lot like Bont and a man who looks a bit like Zave losing
The,
on the Chase.
the shark got him.
Hey, he's a bit fatter than me. The Bont. He looks a little bit more like Matt Spanger.
That's very good. It is very Matt Spangerish. Very, very Matt Spangerish. Just a few more to go. Jesse from Wollongong, listening to your Mailbag episode from Tuesday, where you guys are talking about X's routine of sitting down in the shower whilst I'm enjoying a long neck shower beer and also sitting down in the shower.
There you go.
Post-work performances deserve a sit down in the shower. X is a great man and has some terrific ideas. Hope you're well, fellas. Bring on season 2026.
I don't get a great deal of feedback like this thing. So can we take this Toyota? And they'll love it.
Chris, how did Rhino feel about missing out on the Brody Kostecki interview? Oh, does he mean the... So we did it last week. I set that up. So Brody Kostecki...
So just for those who don't know the Brody Kostecki.
Supercars champion. Brody Kostecki.
Yeah.
So I did a story with him.
I was going to say car racing.
I did a story with him when he was like 12, go-karting and stuff, and it was like, this is the next big thing. And you never really think those things are going to pay off.
Nah.
Turns out Brody Kostecki turned out to be a bit of a champion.
Right. Who's he drive for?
I think he's
Red Bull or
he's
something?
changing.
Okay.
Ford, Holden.
So he came back to Perth last week and we did like a story with him.
Cool.
And Lachie did this story. I set it up though. So I don't know. Is that what you're talking about, Chris?
No, I think he's suggesting that maybe Lockie's starting to put a bit of
scoped me.
a bit of Tom Morris pressure on you.
I'd like that.
Tom Morris pressure. What? He can't talk about football.
I was going to say, Tom Morris, though, even though he cannot talk about footy, he cannot mention footy, he's still broken as many stories as Ryan.
Oh, piss off.
And he can't even mention footy.
Bino. Lockie's going beautifully, by the way. Bino, hi,
He's
fellas.
going well.
He's
Yeah,
going
he's
well.
going well.
Welcome back. A few of the boys and I are heading over for Gather Round this year, and we're doing some very serious planning. By planning, I mean figuring out the best cafes, restaurants, and most importantly, pubs to visit so we don't accidentally end up somewhere that serves palmies the size of a postage stamp. Any must-visit spots we should pencil in. Lastly, who do I have to talk to get free tickets to the Pepsi tent? Cheers, Bino. P.S. Rinny, if you head over to, let me know. Werner, Raf, and Gavorko said they'd buy you a beer or two.
We'll take
P.S. They didn't actually say that, but I feel the spirit of Gather Round legally obligates them too.
Oh, beautiful.
So
that's the old Hoyts. That's your area, is the old Hoyts carousel crew.
Well, Pepsi, really?
Yeah.
Pepsi tent. That's safe, clearly.
No, not me.
You're a big Pepsi, mate.
Are you allowed back in the Pepsi tent?
No, Redo got us kicked out, I think. It might have been the stray vomit.
Look, I can't help you too much because when I'm over there, I'm usually business. But you've been over there once at least for fun.
Yep.
What would you say?
Fat Control is a good nightclub in the middle of the city.
Yeah, to be honest with you, you're just pretty done by the end of it. Yeah. Like big night at the footy.
Don't talk them out. What about Thursday when they get there?
They're launching.
Yeah. Where are they going?
But I'd like to have a bit of afters back at the house with some mates and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're knackered and you're down and you had a big drink.
You want to have a lift? Well, fight them round. Are you going to Gather Round this year?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. You going?
Probably. Don't know yet.
Are you going? You can try to figure out if you get a junket somehow.
Well, I think if I can get there's a junket available.
Okay.
I've got to get there first.
We don't have any conspiracies this week. So if you've got conspiracies, fire them up. Pre-season's a very good time for conspiracies. So they will get read out.
I'd just make one up, if anything, about a Victorian speaking to another Victorian about trading clubs, or
We don't
WA
care.
to WA. Luke Jackson was seen having coffee with so-and-so, all that sort of hoo-ha.
Okay, that's it.
Oh, my God, this is bad luck.
What's happened?
Em just texted me.
No.
New York Marathon just opened. I just put your name in the ballot.
Follow along.
Imagine my fat ass bouncing through New York.
Babe, your fat ass has Toyota WA on the back of it. Here we go.
There you go.
That's what we do. All right, that's been the Hardball Gets AFL show. We'll see you again next week post-Origin for something that we figure out on the day. Catch you then.